if I could start people, brand new people in jiu-jitsu with any lesson I want, I would almost always pick headlock escape. I love the headlock escapes for a couple of different reasons. Any of you who've ever been in a fight as a kid or even as an adult, you probably experienced either being in a headlock or putting somebody in a headlock. It's the most natural thing to do. So once the clinch happens, unless you're talking about experienced MMA fighters or experienced grapplers, you're almost guaranteed to see some form of a headlock. So it's super common. But here's the second piece is within the headlock escapes of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are all these nuggets of wisdom as it relates to connection, leverage, all the principles that we use throughout Jiu-Jitsu all the way up through black belt in fights in different positions are all kind of demonstrated very beautifully in a headlock escape. So I'm going to try and go as deep as possible into those fundamentals and share those with you guys. Hope you enjoy them, and that'll help you, I think, learn at home and when you're teaching classes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the escape and then I'm going to break it down. So we'll start. Zach's going to put me in a headlock. Okay, so that's the basic beginning of the escape. Let me break down what I kind of did there. So the first thing is, when they're grabbing my head, I want to be able to get on my side. The structure in which we teach is always base, posture, connection, then pressure. Base, posture, connection, then pressure. People who don't know jiu-jitsu and just fighting, they just go right to pressure. They just go right to flailing about. They skip base, posture, and connection. People who know jiu-jitsu but maybe haven't experienced a deeper level of the fundamentals, the kind of thing, the way Hickson would teach it, often go base posture and skip the connection. So they go base posture right to pressure. So it's very important for me in everything I teach that we're going base, posture, connection, then pressure. So in order for me to get my correct posture, I have to make sure I'm not stuck looking up at the ceiling. So the first thing I teach people to do is turn their head and tuck their chin down. So I'm going to be looking into Zach's rib cage and rounding my head here so he doesn't have a great fight. So he grabs my head. If I'm here, it's very hard for me to turn this way, right? Let me go. He grabs my head and I turn here. Now it's hard for him to hang on. I'm going to have him a little loose so I can talk, but that's the first thing. So my head is turned towards him and my chin is tucked, okay? Second thing is I want to get on my side a little bit, so my head's here. I use my feet, particularly my left foot. I move my hip as I need to get on my side. Now, what most people do here is they start their escape. And if he's hitting or not hitting, either way, I want to control this arm. So my left hand comes up here and I pull it in, I pull my elbow down tight, and now they'll start their escape. But what they're missing here is the connection part. So I have base, I have pretty good base. I have posture, but I don't have connection. Move me around a little bit, Zach. Hey, he just pushes me. He can feel, yeah, he can kind of move my body and manhandle me a little bit. What I do is I take my shoulder and I move it down, and then I press it up this way into his back. Now try and move me. Try and flatten me out. You watch, I can lift my feet off the ground, and as long as I maintain a good connection, try and push me back. He can't even flatten me out. Lift up. So what am I doing is I'm taking my top shoulder and I'm putting it into his back. So I can work the headlock escape without that, and it'll work, but I'm not connected in such a way as to control his body real well. But as soon as I put my shoulder into his back and I press in there and maintain that connection, now I have control over his body and my body. I'm linked in such a way that if I move an inch or 2 inches, he's going to move as well.